Hey everybody, it's Tommy Twin Chins here, and just working on some car fixing today. I've had a lot of requests for people to show you how to change the battery terminals in the vehicles, and this is what I'm going to be doing today. As you can see here, we've got a pretty damaged battery terminal. It's had a lot of rust, and what happens is when you have a lot of rust here, these screws become tight, and you go ahead and you try and tighten them, and then they snap off, and then your wife tries to start the car and calls you and tells you that the car won't start, and then you say swear words, because then you have to leave what you're doing and go get her in her car and trying to get things done. So anyway, this is what we're going to be working on, so stay tuned. Alright, the first thing you gotta do is you gotta disconnect. Gotta disconnect the terminals, and what you're gonna do is you're gonna take some old-fashioned wire cutters. You're gonna make a go. Oh, shut. You're gonna go ahead and make a cut, but what you want to try to do is not let it fall down into the engine. I was lucky that that was there. I could go ahead and not let that fall down in the engines, and then what happens is when they're in the engines, and make all sorts of rattle and noise and drive you crazy when you're driving to St. George. So now what you're doing is we're going to try to strip the wires a little bit here. If we go ahead and do that, we just pass it. Go ahead and just try not to cut your fingers off. I already have one. I already have one little damage. Look at that, it's blood. Anyway, so we're gonna go ahead. It always never works like you want to when you're in front of the cameras. Plan B is what you're gonna do is you're gonna go just from good old-fashioned wire cutters again, just to trim the outsides. Just little cuts here and there just to get it loosened. Anyway, I won't bore you with this part. Okay, so got the wires stripped here. What you want to do is you want to go ahead and take one of these golf club scrubbers, and you're going to go ahead and clean out all any of the remaining corrosions. You don't want corrosions in there. It makes the connections difficult here. So just going to go ahead and scrub that. Some people like to use cleaner, but I don't like to use cleaner, mostly because I don't have any. Alright, the next thing you need is some black electrical tape. Doesn't have to be that color, but typically it is that color. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and connect these here together. It's always good to make sound effects while you're doing chores. Just kind of makes it more fun. Sometimes I like to say, and sometimes I just like go, yo! All sorts of sound effects I like to do. Okay, get that on there, nice and snug. And this one, we're going to do the same one. This is the positive ones here. You can see that this is a little bit more. Hopefully I don't have to change these terminals anymore while I own this vehicle. Just because I'm running out of cable space. It would be silly. So again, what you're going to do is you're just going to take your two ends here. You'll hear a lot of grunting. It's because I'm a rather large fella here, all my friends in town, they go, "Hey, Tommy Twin Chins, how tall are you?" And I always just tell them, how tall I am. But I'm kind of hunched over here in my vehicle, so my back's hurting. It hurts my back. Anywho, so you get those all connected like such. Make sure that you get these all connected really good. Okay, next thing you want to do is go to your local AutoZones or O'Reilly's Auto Parts and get one of these new terminals. It's just a generic terminal that you can get there for any of the batteries. What you're going to want to do though is make sure you get the right size so that you don't have to go back in the morning and deal with the traffic there at the Kaysville I-15 on-ramp. It's kind of crazy this time of morning. Anyway, so you can get these. They're only $5. If you go to the O'Reilly's in Kaysville, make sure you say hi to my good friend Rodrigo. He is the guy that opened up the store this morning at 7:30, and I was waiting for him at the door. We're good friends now. Okay, so what we want to do is you're gonna thread. Oh, first thing you want to do is you want to make sure these are pressed together as much as you can. See if you can get them intertwined, like such. Then let me see here. So you get those intertwined as much as you can, pressed together so that there's a good connection. You know, it's just kind of like you and anyone else that you want to have some sparks with. Gotta make sure you have good connection. So then you're going to go ahead and just thread that right in there. Silly goose. Okay, yeah, oh yeah. You want to make sure we get it in there nice and snug. Oh yeah. There you go. Get it in there nice and snug, all right? The more snugs you can get it, obviously, better it be. And then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and tighten this, what we call finger tight right now, okay? And then we'll come back in here with a wrench, get this thing tightened as much as we can. Just want to make sure that's so tight in there. And now I'm going to do the same thing to the other one. Well, I thought I'd just show you really quick one of my favorite tools to use, this right here. This tool was invented actually by my great-grandfathers. His name was Alan, and he just knew that one day he was gonna have a lot of purpose in life. So he invented this tool, and then they actually call it the Allen wrench after my great-grandpas. Anyway, it's special for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this up here, get this all tightened up. Okay, see that we got these both connections in there. What you want to do is you want to make sure that if there's any additional wires still shown after you get a nice firm connections, just gonna go ahead and cover it up there. It's always good to feel covered up, you know. It's the wonderful thing. There you go. Some people like to wear gloves. I actually like scars on my hands, and so that's why I don't wear gloves. It makes me feel like a man. Okay, so you can see now that we've got the connections on here. Let me adjust my light so that you guys can see that. This is red. That's for positive. You see it's got a nice connection. So what you want to do once you get that on there is you want to get a nice little snug like that. Make sure that it doesn't come off right there, okay? Same here. This is the negative connection. And you know, like they always say, positive and negatives, they go together. Just ask my wife. Anyway. Alright, next thing you got to do is just remember that anything we can do to get connection as good as we can, that's what we want to do. So what I've got here is a little device that I like to call the metal scrubber device. I didn't invent that name, but it's a good one. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this and go on top of the thing and scrub it as you go down. Get it nice and snug in there. And what you're going to see is this is getting a lot more shiny. What you're going to try, the main goal here is just to get any of the old corrosion off the battery there, like that. So you can see that's quite a bit more shiny than it was before. I don't feel good about this one. Let me do this one again. You know, one other thing I like to do, so this device here, my metal scrubbing device, has a mill part here. So I like to go into the brand new installed battery terminal here. Just scrub the inside, you know, just give it a little bit of a fresh little scrub. That way, again, we're just working on the connections here. We want to make sure the connection's as good as possible. Okay. Well, I think we're about ready to get this battery back in here. Alright, this is the device that actually holds the battery in here. What you want to do is you want to take it out, and you know, you want to get it all cleaned out. Especially you want to make sure all of the Diet Mountain Dew is removed that you use to clean off all of the battery acid, because you saw something like that on TV. I actually recommend that you use the caffeine-free Diet Mountain Dew that you can get at the Smith's marketplaces. You just don't want it to have too much caffeine, you know what I'm saying? You'll be up all night. Alright, next thing, you got that in there, all the Diet Mountain Dew's cleaned out. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put the battery back in there. The batteries, they're not wide. Set it down there. You don't want to drop it if you can. It's a pretty important piece of the puzzle here, but that's in there now. Now I'm just going to secure the battery back in place. Okay, you can see that I've got the positive one on there, and now I've got to put on the negative one. And you know, one thing that you'd like to hear is kind of the sound of the car connecting when you hit this. Okay, so listen carefully. Hear that little clicking noise? That's a good sign. That means we got some good connections. Now I'm just going to tighten this. Be right back. Alright, so I just went in and started the car right up. Looks like the battery was still good, wasn't even dead. Clearly we just had a connection issue, so can you hear me now? That's what the engine's saying with the connection issues. Get it, Verizon? Alright, well, this has just been another edition of Tommy Twin Chins. Go ahead and like my Facebook page and click on my YouTube page and follow me. And if you have any recommendations of things you want me to fix, just let me know. I like to fix stuff. Good morning. I'm on a mission to fix the car, and everybody thinks that I don't know how to do stuff, so I just outsource it. But anyway, I'm gonna fix Sarah's car. We've got some battery terminal connectors here that have rusted over and have snapped off, and I am taking out the battery, and I'm going to replace the terminal and get the car started again. Alright, so I'm going to prove everybody